What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy Drake back with another banger. Execution in the title. This is how to maintain godly wisdom as a college student, as someone around the age 20, young adult. Sometimes it can get mad difficult to maintain your faith, especially when you're trying to figure yourself out. You're trying to figure life out. You're trying to find out who you are and your purpose, right? And sometimes we can have, somebody over here tell us how the world is, right? We know how the world is, but they'll tell us their opinion, they'll give us facts and try to give us different statements about who we should be in the world, right? Then you got your people over here who will tell you something else, right? Both sides, you're listening to people who have just knowledge, right? But this is how to maintain and to gain godly wisdom. If you're new and you want to grow spiritually, you want to self-improve, this is the channel for you. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, but let's get into it. So I'm going to be going out of the book of Proverbs, right? Proverbs talks about wisdom, it gives you straightforward of things. It's kind of, when I start reading, you'll realize like, wow, like it tells me straightforward in the book, like this is how it is if I don't do this. If I'm like this, then I'm like this. And God kind of uses some harsh words, but I want to focus on wisdom. So I'm going to start from chapter 7, Proverbs 7 and verse 1. It says, follow my advice, my son. Always treasure my commands. So the Bible says, follow my advice, my son. Always treasure my commands. God's commands should be treasured, right? God's commands should be chased after. You want to do what's right in the eyes of God, right? Be righteous. Verse 2, obey my commands and live. Guard my instructions as you guard your own eyes, right? Guard your instructions, because God's instructions are a baseline. God is trying to change your life. God is trying to save your life, right? And when he gives you commands and instructions, super important that you listen, right? And that you not only listen, but that you do them. Verse 3, tie them on your fingers as a reminder. Write them deep within your heart. Verse 4, love wisdom like a sister. Make insight a beloved member of your family. Make insight a beloved member of your family and love wisdom like a sister, right? Like a sister, like you, if you have a sibling, right? Yes, it's a love-hate relationship, right? But if you dearly love your sibling, you will want to, you love them, right? Love them, actually love doing what God says more than your sister. But it's like a love like your sister, right? And when it says make insight a beloved member, insight, right? Whenever you, let's say you're reading something, right? You're reading a newspaper and you want more insight, right? You want more information, right? You go on the internet, you may look it up. You got your Wikipedia. That's not a reliable source, by the way. But you want to do your homework, right? You want to know more. You want to gain more knowledge. Verse 5, let them protect you from affair with an immoral woman, from listening to the flattery of a promiscuous woman. Verse 6, actually, I'm going to go to chapter 8. It's titled Wisdom Calls for a Hearing. Listen as wisdom calls out, right? Listen. Listen. You don't do enough listening. You do too much talking. Verse 2, on the hilltop, or hearing, my bad, listen as wisdom calls out. Hear as understanding raises her voice. Verse 2, on the hilltop along the road, she takes her stand at the crossroads. Verse 3, by the gates, at the entrance to the town, on the road leading in, she cries aloud, I call to you, to all of you. I raise my voice to all people, right? All people. Verse 5, you simple people, use good judgment. You foolish people, show some understanding. Listen to me, for I have important things to tell you. Listen to God. Wisdom, seeking godly wisdom. You have to listen first. You have to learn. Before you can comprehend, you have to open your ears. You have to open your mind. Open your mind to what God has in store for you and what he wants to tell you. Everything I say is right. My bad. Listen to me, for I have important things to tell you. Everything I say is right, for I speak the truth. Don't listen to cap. And I detest every kind of deception. My advice is wholesome, right? Remember when I first started talking about the video, right? You got people that'll tell you one thing, you got somebody over here will tell you another thing, right? Listen to God. Why are you listening to Homeboy over there that smoked a blunt on the side on the block, he may be able to give you some street knowledge. He ain't gonna give you no godly wisdom though. He gonna give you some street wisdom. He ain't gonna give you godly wisdom. He gonna give you wisdom that's gonna take you to the promised land. Verse 8. My advice is wholesome. There's nothing devious or crooked in it. My words are plain to anyone with understanding, clear to those with knowledge. I'm gonna stop there because I want you to meditate about this. I want you to think about this. Proverbs literally tells you, and I like chapter 8 actually, because chapter 8 tells you how you should treat wisdom. Wisdom is not your basic book knowledge. Wisdom comes through experience, right? But wisdom, you have to listen. Listening, right? Whenever you read a book, right, or you listen to an audio book, right, you're listening to it, right? You have to listen before you comprehend, right? So you may have to listen to it multiple times, listen to a part of it multiple times, so you can really understand what the book is telling you, so you can be invested into the story, so you can be locked into the story, right? So what I'm trying to tell you, the biggest point of this video is seek godly wisdom. You have to learn to listen. You have to learn to open your mind. You have to learn that God is the one who gives the best advice. He gives the best advice, right? You can go on the internet, look up girlfriend advice. That's cool. God gonna give you that advice that's gonna get you to the promised land. God gonna give you that advice that's gonna change your life for the better, right? Everybody trying to get these riches, these physical things, but there's a lot of people that are missing morals. There's a lot of people that are missing godly wisdom. They may have street smarts and book smarts. Yeah, that's cool. You got 100 on the test. But are you going to be prepared to get to heaven whenever he comes back? But I ain't going to hold y'all any longer, man. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you new, comment down below what you learned. And also comment down below, how will you gain godly wisdom in 2024? What will you do differently? Will you open your mind? Will you learn to listen? Are you attentive? It's time to learn to take God's advice. Don't allow anybody else to cloud your judgment. But I appreciate you for watching. God bless.